Hello there, welcome to another lesson. Today our lesson is going to be on earth science. We are going to be discussing earth science, and because the topic is broad, we have divided it into four. Okay, now this is the first part, and the first part is going to talk about things that occur repeatedly. Things that occur repeatedly. Okay, now there are so many things that we play around with that occur repeatedly. So when you talk about fun games like the merry-go-round, musical chairs, or I drop it, you can see that all these things that we play around with, um, they occur repeatedly. So can you which of the games I have mentioned have you ever played with your friends? Have you ever played any of it with your friends? Okay, so how was the how did it go? How did you play it? How was it like? Okay, you can share your experience or how the game went with your friends. Okay, now when things move in side circle, okay, when things move in circle over and over again, we say they are moving in a cycle. When things move in circle, we say they are moving in what? A cycle. Now let's take a look at the face of a clock. When you look at the wall clock, the second hand of the clock moves around in circle. Okay, it moves from one point to the other. It then goes and comes back to the point that it started. Alright, so if it starts at 12, it will go 1 2 3 4 5, then come back to 12 again. Okay, it means that it is moving in what? Circle. If you look at the merry-go-round that the kids are sitting on in the image, that one too also goes round in cycle. Okay, it goes in circle. So then it start moving again. When this happens, we say that it is moving in what? A cycle. Now when movements occur repeatedly in the second hand move the same way, it is called cyclic movement. Cyclic movement. Do you know some other things also happen in cycle? Yes. There are other things that also occur in cycle. For instance, day and night. Day and night. So you see that one moment it is day, another moment everywhere is dark. Before you know it, it is day again. Okay, so we see day and night every day. When we wake up every morning, we see the sun rise up in the sky. The sun begins to shine throughout the day. The sun is shining at every place. Okay, and then the sun rises in the morning, becomes bright and clear, and every place becomes what? Bright, and we call it daytime. So we are able to see everything around us, and we call it what? We call it day. Now as soon as the day goes by, the sun reduces. As the day goes by, sorry, the sun reduces by little, and so the sun cannot be seen any longer. Okay, the sun will then set in the evening, and everywhere will become what? Dark, and this is what we call the night time. All right, so when this happens, we say that the sun has set, and when the sun sets, we say it is evening. Darkness begins to spread everywhere. The cycle of day and night starts in the morning. It then goes into the afternoon, then it ends in the night. The cycle will begin again in the morning when we wake up. This means that day and night will occur in a cycle. Okay, day and night occur in a cycle. Another thing that occur in a cycle is the appearance of the sun, moon, and stars. So just like the day and night, every day the sun will appear in the morning. We see the sun across the sky throughout the day, and then in the evening, the moon and the stars will appear. We see the sun, the moon, and the stars in the sky every day in the same order. and this order is morning to afternoon we see the sun, and then at night we see the moon and the stars. So the appearance of the sun, the moon, and the stars also follow a cyclic pattern. Okay, this is the end of the lesson on things that occur repeatedly. Stay tuned for the next lesson on earth science.